Thank you, Kevin. And as always, a big thank you to the National Operations Center of Excellence, Kevin, Vita, Adam Hops, and of course, your executive director, Nick Ramphos. Welcome to everyone from across the nation. Your time is valuable, and we are very grateful that you're joining us today. Talking Tim is in its seventh year and going strong. Our presenters today will prove that again as well. Before I get into that, I want to say that today's webinar is all about strengthening TIM programs and using as you will hear and see in a minute, the self-assessment tool. One of our presenters today will cover the TIM self-assessment, and that tool is designed to help strengthen programs, TIM programs, and obviously state TIM programs to chart forward a stronger and more effective TIM program. We're also going to have as I said, not one, but two presenters today. Next slide. So this is pretty much what I just said. I'll cover the first couple, 2 or 3 slides, give a brief update from the Office of Operations TIM Program Office. And then we'll get into our 2 presenters, followed by Q&A with our presenters, and then we'll close out. If we want to go the full time all the way to 3, that's fine. Or if we end at the 2:45 mark, that's fine as well. Next slide. So here's a snapshot as of March 10th. I love this number. It's so close to 800,000. It's super exciting. We have a goal to train over 1 million. However, I can see the light now where we're actually going to get to that 1 million here. And I challenge everyone here today, if you have any influence over your state, local TIM programs, and especially TIM training, challenge you to make 2025 our best year yet, and let's definitely hit 800,000, if not 900,000. You can see the statistics here. The TIM training was launched in the summer of 2012, and you can see the numbers there. This trainer sessions, of course, the in-person training as well as the web-based training. Our partners over at Emergency Responder Safety Institute, ERSI, as you see there, as well as the training arm of the National Highway Institute, the training arm of Federal Highway, I should say, known as NHI, National Highway Institute. Next slide. This is our national map that was developed way back in 2014-15. Whereby we asked the states to estimate their responder population that needs to receive the TIM training. So this map is a living document, and we recently changed our goal from 55% to 65%, the goal that is. And as you can see there, we're currently at 57.1%. This map demonstrates the progress at a glance, and if you're in any one of these states, if you're interested in the statistics more in detail or whatnot, send me an email, and I'll get you the data. Next slide. So this is a shout out to these 10 states. with the largest number of responders trained between the 24th of February and this last report for March 10th that you just saw. It all depends on you. You're the ones that are promulgating, that are pushing the training, and it's, you know, one of the lowest hanging fruit that you can engage in to save lives. Not only your responders in your state, but also the motoring public. And who knows, it could even be your own family members. TIM training is not difficult in any way. It's very basic and common sense, but the practices that are taught in the TIM training for all responders, police, fire, rescue, EMS, towing, recovery, public works, and others, is very valuable information for all those that are out there charged with working crashes and other traffic incidents. Next slide. Line of duty deaths. Responder struck by line of duty deaths. Let me qualify that. Important data. Our friends again at Emergency Responder Safety Institute, ERSI, they're still the only organization out there that is collecting this data. And as of as of March, we're at 6. One is too many, as we always say. So, side of the road is a very dangerous place, ladies and gentlemen. You could be changing a flat or whatever the case may be. Take it very, very, very seriously. Next slide. Today is a special day. Actually, this week is a special week. National Work Zone Awareness Week. I'm sure many of you are familiar with the fact that National Work Zone Awareness Week occurs every April. It's been in effect for over 20 years. And here at Federal Highway, my teammates, Martha Capanova and Todd Peterson and others all engage in Work Zone Awareness Week, as does the rest of the country. This year, North Carolina is the lead state, and there are activities going on as we speak. So similar to what we do for Crash Responder Safety Week that's coming up in November every year, where we commemorate and honor our responders, they do the same thing for Work Zone Awareness. Work zones are very dangerous, and places where crashes occur and workers are killed, as are the motorists. So let's pay attention to work zones. Next slide. Here are some of the TIM resources for you. As Kevin said, this presentation today, all the presentations will be available. They're recorded and available on the National Operations Center of Excellence, but these are some of the more important links that my office wanted to share with you today. And again, if there's any assistance you need from me or even our team here, feel free to contact us. So with that, as Brian said, we're in the last phase of today's webinar. We have approximately 28 minutes. We don't have to go the whole 28, but first, I guess we could open it up. We have, I see one hand raised here. Who is that? That's Bill Kinzer. Bill, is your mic open? Kevin, is our mics open?
No, it is now.
Okay. Unmute yourself, Bill.
Yep,
there you
go
go.
ahead. Yep.
What's your question?
I did not have a question.
Okay, well, you have a hand
See, I
raised.
did. Did I raise the hand by accident? Must have. I apologize if I did. Nope, just listening along.
No, no problem, sir. Happens to the best of us. Okay, so questions. We have some canned questions here as
And
part of,
Jim, there was one question asked through the Q&A by an anonymous participant, and it was that they work in a county government and they're interested in participating in the self-assessment, recognizing that it's really geared towards state and regional organizations. Is there a better alternative or certain questions geared towards local governments? And Suzanne answered it very well, which is join your local TIM group, if there is one at the state, county, or city or local level. And so I don't know if you had any additional feedback on that question.
well, first of all, I'm not a big fan of anonymous participants.
Understood.
So I'm sorry to say that. Uh, he or she can email me outside of this webinar, and I'll try to help them out. Brian and Suzanne, if you're still there, turn on your cameras. Excuse me, turn on your cameras, please. Shali, I'm just going to go to the canned questions.
Sounds
Uh,
good.
Starting with if I have trouble getting a full committee together to do the assessment, can I submit a survey for my area without any other responders?
Yeah, Jim, that would be absolutely fine. And actually about half the groups do that. It is difficult to get a full committee together just to do an assessment sometimes, but if possible, that is the preferred, because then you're getting a good blend of feedback from across your region. But if a lot of the regions do have a champion or one person that does it, that's absolutely fine. And to your anonymous person, if you feel so inclined, absolutely go onto the website, the self-assessment website, and you can see the questions that we're putting on there. If you feel like that's something you're interested in filling out and submitting, if there is a TIM program and we get one from an individual and from a region, we do cross-pollinate those in our database and try to reach out and figure out which one is the appropriate one and put that person in contact with the right group. So we'll be glad to do that.
Thank you, Brian. Question for Suzanne. What do you see as a good opportunity to enhance safe quick clearance in the Houston area? And is more training, response technologies, data, or all the above? I guess Vishali gave me the answers to the question, but you want to add anything there, Suzanne?
I would say it's definitely all of the above. We are looking at some maybe AI analytics to help us determine areas that need more resources. But training and data is always useful. Like I said, I'm kind of a data nerd, so give me more data and let me figure out what to do with it. But yeah, it also is going to take a bit more communication between the city, state, and county governments and agencies, because we don't always get along as well as we should. We don't always communicate as well as we should. So I think it's also a people thing. So if we can get more communication and more coordination, that will help a lot.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Good answer. Another one for Brian. If I'm in a rural or emerging area, can I still answer all 41 questions?
Yeah, absolutely. And like I mentioned, I'm familiar with one of those regions in Georgia outside of Metro Atlanta. They have safety service patrols called CHAMP. They've got dispatch centers that cover those in areas, like Tifton, Georgia. Augusta, Georgia, those types of areas that are not as metrocentric. So you can absolutely do that. And Greg Baumgartner from Battelle put a interesting tidbit in the chat. The assessments are we're adding some functionality to it, and we'll go deeper into that in the August training. But some tools that are in there that are being added this year for collaboration within the TIM team that you're trying to do the assessment with. So some things that'll make that easier for you to get these people to the table and to get their input. But yeah, absolutely. If you're so inclined, fill out the full 41 questions. We're good with that.
Excellent, excellent. Another one for Suzanne. How have you seen support for Tim evolve over the past few years in Houston?
So it has become more important as opposed to kind of on the back burner with each agency doing their own thing, but there's definitely been more, it's been more in the spotlight. So that's a good thing. And it has caused more people to attend the meetings, more people to be interested in it, more agencies coming to the TIM meetings or just coming to the TIM coordinators in general and saying, hey, what can we do to help, or what can you do for us to help us? So it's, as with anything, more acknowledgement is gonna help, because the more people we get involved, the better, right?
Absolutely. And a thought that I had earlier, as actually both of you, were going through your presentations. An old friend of mine used to say, Tim programs are perishable. Tim is perishable. So all of you here today obviously are very interested. I would even dare say, have a vested interest in your individual programs and believe in what the benefits of good traffic incident management practices and programs provide, starting with the main one, which is saving lives. So, we've got, like, as Brian said, we got to keep at it. We have much work still to be done in this nation to train responders and to continue to strengthen our TIM programs. Another question for Brian. I'm new to my role as a TIM coordinator. How do I get past TIM? How do I get past TIM self-assessments for
Yeah,
my region?
it's basically just email us at the FHWA tim-sa@battelle.org, the link that was Vishali put
Yeah,
into the chat. If you'll email that to us, and we've had quite a few people do that were new in their roles, shoot us an email and we can pull back the ones from the last 3 years that were done for your region, or we can work with Federal Highways and see if we can pull them from prior to that. But we can definitely get you the ones from 2022 forward. So yeah, just reach out on that email and it'll blast all of us and we'll get that to you.
excellent. Thank you.
Yeah.
And Suzanne, does the Houston region have opportunities to collaborate with the other metro areas in Texas to share good practices and lessons?
We do. We have a bi-monthly statewide TIM meeting, which is where we share a lot of best practices. We had one supposed to be last week, was rescheduled for today. So we are able to learn a lot from them, and it's helpful. Also, there's a couple of questions in the Q&A now. So
Okay. What do we got here? Let's see. You're talking about Dawn Lapka. I'd like to ask a question.
Michael Washburn has asked, how has Houston's Help Alert program impacted incident management and been received by the public?
Question.
So it's the Help Alert system is actually statewide. It has been used more in the rural areas. So we're just starting to use it more in the Houston area. it helps us because we can let people know before they even get on the freeways that they shouldn't get on the freeway, that it's going to be closed for more than 4 hours, or it has been. As far as the public, we've gotten mixed feedback. I personally have gotten mixed feedback. The public does have an option to message us through the help alerts, and most of them think that it's automated, so they just reply with stop. uh, but if they do have questions, we can answer them back. They just don't quite know that yet. So some people are annoyed by it, but some people have actually found out that it's really helpful. Even our maintenance employees and our public information officers were out on an accident when I activated one, and my phone lit up like, what is this? Why is my phone going off? Because even our guys didn't know about it. But I feel like in the future, if we use it more, it's definitely going to help. Like I said, I see it helping a lot more in the more rural areas where they don't have the frontage roads and they don't have as many detours that they can take.
Okay, very good. I see a question here from Nick Borrego. How can private sector companies actively participate in TIM initiatives? Additionally, does TIM plan to incorporate AI to enhance assessments using data already collected to existing infrastructure? Yes and no. More to come on that, Nick. I'm not in a position to really elaborate on that at this time. And as far as the first part of your question about private sector, you simply need to contact the state that you're in, and I don't know offhand where you're at, but it doesn't matter regardless. You need to contact your state DOT program, and the point of contacts that Brian mentioned that exists for all 50 states, DC and Puerto Rico. There is a list of contacts. So that's the best way for you to communicate, or at least begin communicating some of your thoughts and ideas with state.
Yeah, and
Or-
Jim, you can also look at you may have a state website or a region TIM program. Google and see if they've got a website, and there's usually a contact button on there that you could connect with them through.
Yeah, good point, Brian. There's more and more states. It's slow going, but more states are standing up TIM web pages, TIM for all
Right.
sorts of reasons, including the training and just sharing data, success stories, et cetera, et cetera. But no, that's a good point. The links back that Brian also referred to earlier for the Federal Highway TIM program, there's a ton of information there, including points of contacts.
Well,
So
we are coming to a close, so I don't know if there are any additional questions, but we do try to close a little earlier than 3 p.m. So
well, that hasn't always been the case with Shali, but in the case
Yes.
of today, I would what is this? I'm seeing questions here. Tim Peters. Well, it's gone now.
Yeah, so happy to share. The question was, after completing TIM training, there are questions that come from those that have participated. There seems to be a lot of traffic incident management types. Are there resources for fire departments regarding traffic control when they are the only responders at the incident scene?
For fire rescue specifically.
Yes, fire. Yes, when they are the only responder on scene, when the law enforcement or the transportation or others have not arrived on scene and they're the first ones on scene. Is there specific training for that scenario, or is that already a part of the TIM training?
It is part of the TIM training, yes.
Yeah, and there's a lot of resources out there on the topic of temporary traffic control that's clearly how should I say stipulated in the Federal Manual of Uniform Traffic Control Devices. But outside of that, the fact is that emergency traffic control, as we sometimes refer to it, is not the same. It's still a work zone, if you will, but it's one that we refer to as a TIMA in a lot of cases, a traffic incident management area or traffic incident management work zone. So the requirements are not as stringent as those for actual construction, for example, for like lane closures out on an interstate or another arterial roadway. Responders do know about temporary traffic control, the basic principles of sign spacing, cone devices, cones and barrels, and flares and things like that, and of course the advanced warning signage and setting up transition tapers, if you will, for channelizing traffic left or right around a
Yeah.
crash scene. So go ahead,
And
Susan.
I would add, if you aren't familiar with it, check in your state's MUTCD, because it is chapter 6 is for temporary traffic control. And check with your local DOT or city to see if somebody with their road crew can help train your people on how to set up these controls, these temporary controls.
Yes.
Yeah, it's the big thing is do the federal highways traffic incident management training, because that doesn't give you just how to put your temporary traffic control out. It gives you the full wealth of knowledge on how to manage these scenes, how to interoperate with other agencies, who's responsible for what. So I'd say that's the big home run. If you need some individual training, respondersafety.com has a wealth of resources that you can download and sign up for. But definitely you want to get the full TIM team training.
Yes, indeed. And don't forget the TIM responder training is available online through the National Highway Institute or the Emergency or Responder Safety Learning Network, also known as ERSI, Emergency Responder Safety Institute. It's a good point, Brian. The training is definitely the way to go. Okay, so we have 9 minutes left. Unless anyone has any other urgent questions, concerns, or thoughts that they want to share. I'm going to thank our presenters today, Suzanne Johnson from TxDOT and Brian Purvis with AECOM representing FHWA's self-assessment program and their prime contractor, Battelle Institute, all the good work they're doing running that project for us. Thank you to both of you. Thank you to Vishal, our contractor, Kevin Vida, and very importantly, all of you for everything that you do. Your focus on this, please, we ask that you continue because it could be your own life or the life of one of your own family members that you're saving. So until next time, and see you then. Bye-bye now.